Miami, 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 Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome once more to your Miami Heat Beat postgame show. I am your host for this evening, Siobhan, here with my guy Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Hello there.
How we feeling?
Good outside of the Heat game.
All right. Yeah, let's get into it a little bit. For the fifth time this year, your Miami Heat have fallen to the in-state people, those Orlando Magic tonight, 121 to 117. Hopefully G can talk about the nail to make me feel better after this shit show. Well, there is no G tonight to talk to you about the nail, and I don't feel like talking about nails tonight much either, so sorry for you there. Yeah, Kyle, man, 5 times, same team. Is there something you feel, keeping it about tonight, but zooming out just a little bit? What is it? What the is it about the 2025-2026 Orlando Magic that has really just stuck it to us all season, in your opinion?
I think it's a two-sided thing.
Yeah.
One, it's the addition of Bane. Let's just throw that out there. I think, it was always close games with Orlando the last few years anyway. And to zero in on this season, he's really just given them this gritty toughness from the guard position that they desperately needed. And people were wondering why they gave up so much to get him. This is why. Now, he didn't have the night that typically is like fireworks, but he was impactful in his minutes. And so that addition with Paulo, and then I will throw this in here. I don't want to give him any credit, but I have to say that he kind of changed the energy of the game and kind of brought it to the Heat at first in Mo Wagner, just irritating the entire night and just being kind of getting in the head. Had a highlight play, which I'm sure is going to go viral somewhere. But he just brought energy in the game and gave them some minutes off the bench to really kind of fuel and Miami was playing from behind a lot. And that's kind of been a trend with playing this Orlando team. They can't seemingly get past them. They don't out rebound. They got out rebounded tonight. They got out toughed a little bit through 3 quarters. And so for whatever reason, and this happens with all teams. The Heat are not isolated. This doesn't happen in a vacuum, but just some teams have your number in a season, and so they'll beat you. Now, it happened to be 5 times because we were supposed to beat them in the tourney. That did not happen. Lost on the road over there. So it's something about the way their size bothers the Heat. The length that they have and the ability to make shots, whether that's the 3, which they're not a great shooting team. They seem to get hot against us. And they're really good at second chance points. They really crowd the paint and use their size to overpower. And even if it's not a big guy, they just follow their shot. Simple basketball stuff that most people overlook, but that'll get you extra possessions. And so, through the 5 games, for whatever reason, they know how to dig into the spaces of where the Heat are just weak at. If you're not going to box out, somebody going to come get the ball. If you're and they can defend. They move. They try to for the most part defend without fouling. Really just put their bodies, play with their chests, as you've said, is the best way to play defense. Trying to keep your hands up. They really just play rangy defense. Yep. So that's bothered the Heat. So 5 times is something.
Man, let's see. October 22nd, 125 to 121. December 5th, 106, 105. December 9th, 117, 108. January 28th, leave that there. 133 to 124, and tonight 121 to 117. Oh, look at our guy CM201 in there. What do you say? They did have a poor effort for 3/4 of the game, and the refs were not. And the refs were not why they lost, but that officiating late is something else. Curtis Blair counting in double speed, and the other ref counting in half the speed for the Magic was bad. It was bad. We're gonna come right there after we wrap up kind of a little bit of the macro. You know, I think you said it, and I've said it. I say it all the time, kind of with this Orlando team. I was tweeting about it today. Like their size is just, it's incredible. From their bigs, their wings, and their guard size. Like Jalen Suggs he's got some height on him, but he's strong. He's not like a brolic Davion type of strong, but he is functionally extremely strong, very athletic. He's got a great handle, like great control on the ball. I thought he was going to lose it a couple times this game, just kind of doing some weird shit in traffic, and he really didn't. They said the injury heat is better than the healthy heat. That's terrible. So yeah, so you have that up top, and then you got guys like Tristan da Silva in the middle, and then
at 6'9",
at 6'9", right? And then their front court, freaking Paolo, Wendell, and who was that other boy? And whichever other Wagners at any time, like they are just, so well built. And you used a good word. I would call them rangy. They are not only strong. You can be strong and be immobile. You can be strong and be unathletic. You can be strong and be clunky and, all of those types of things. And they are none of those things at all. They are strong. They're athletic. They are agile. There were a couple, like they were flying around defensively. Witty Thrower said, "We need Wiggins back." What a place to have found yourself. And that's no shade to Big Wig, but like, the consensus was pretty mixed on my guy for, a good chunk of his time with us. But, he probably would have helped just, I don't know, maybe just a little more size in our wings. But even with that, like at most and this has been one of my problems with Miami's addressing of size for a few years now. We get size in one direction. We don't have any vectors of size, really. Vectors like we're either long or strong-ish, right? We're never really like long and strong. We're never really like tall and solid. Kalel is the size of my pinky, long as a bitch. And we've kind of just cycled. When PJ was here, not long, but strong as hell. We're playing this guy at the 4. I've watched Pella and Davion get switched out on Paolo in the block just over and over. They were just abusing us in posting those guys in the extended post, and it was just easy shit. One day we'll add a power forward to the roster. One day, I don't know. I mean, I know how I feel. That is insane. My power just go off. That's nuts. I don't even know what to do. My light is still here. I'm still here, so I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, no, one day they will. I don't know. Bam's here, but that's I don't know what that is with that. It's just Orlando is so well built. They're really physical. Jamal Mosley is a great coach. They just got Carlton. I don't know. It might be a sign. Like I might stop the show. We're here. I got my laptop is charged. This light is on. Yeah. And then so perimeter defense, right? Our POA defense up top. It's tough. Go ahead.
It's weird because I feel there were multiple efforts to try to contain them. Yeah. And then they would, and a lot of it was late clock stuff. Like Orlando, they would play, string a good defensive stand for close to 20 seconds, and it would reset the clock to 14 because somebody didn't get the loose rebound or somebody knocks out, or
you play good defense and you finish possessions with defensive rebounds.
Right. And so we've talked about this, especially when it's you and I, 1,000 times about when you don't rebound the ball, you're going to give a good team
Yes.
more opportunities to strike. And I am confused as to why we aren't. What's going on with the boxing now? I think that's what lost me all night. They were out rebounded by 12 at one point during the game, late in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is just box the hell out. Like that's a fundamental, it's not a pretty, right? It's not a pretty, aspect
It's
of the
dirty
game.
work. It's dirty work.
But as Kawhi, I'm gonna say it again, board man gets paid. Board man gets paid. You have to rebound the ball, or you're gonna give, and you can't do that. If you say, this is zooming out a little bit, to use your phrase, to zoom out a little bit. If you are saying that you are playing for something, rebounding should not be an issue. that should be an outlier of things. But they've had nights where they just get out rebounded. That cannot be the case. So when you play a team that's big like Orlando and does score, you're and they get a couple. They've had 4 cracks at them. They just came and said, you know what, we're gonna take your lunch money. We took it 4 times before. Let's dump it out a little bit more. And so, late in the game, they started to really play with physicality. I really didn't like that it took so long for them to really get into, hey, we need to make Orlando feel us as much as they're making us feel them. And I think I don't know if this helps us segue a little bit, but I like our offense when either Norm or Tyler are in the game, separate from each other. They giving some scoring balance. And from on the scientific side, I understand why Spo would play both 3-point shooters. I get it. The volume, having to guard both, I get that. Mm-hmm. The problem is on the other end of the floor, Swiss cheese, food, it's a meal. Every offensive player on Orlando said, this is food. I see Tyler, food. I see Norm, that's food too. Like, you cannot have a guy who gives you scoring on the other end and then allows scoring on the backside on the defense side. So to me, there's got to be some balance. I feel like you need to separate them. Whoever starts does not matter to me. This still is not a championship roster to me, so there shouldn't be any ego. Whoever is coming off the bench, settle the bench down with your offensive scoring. Tyler had a rough night. Some of that size bothered him a little bit, but he really just wasn't in any rhythm for whatever reason, and couldn't get the floaters going. Couldn't catch the ball cleanly, which is credit to Orlando's defense. But he didn't get any flow at all. Just could not get into a rhythm. And so to me, that's part of not squaring this on him losing the game.
Yeah.
But not having, if he had scored a couple, maybe 2 of those threes he missed.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of more of those floaters. That's a difference in a game when you're able to make those shots. And Orlando really slowed the pace down, which is opposite of how the Heat want to play. So Tyler really just didn't get into a flow at all.
Yeah, it's so we have this a quote from Spo on Norm coming off the bench. He said he'll play a lot of minutes. Tyler will play a lot of minutes. Right now, we need to focus on winning games. What we'll do each game, I don't know at this point. And I'm with you in that offensively, it would feel that it would make sense. You have this motion, you have this activity, you can swing, you can go east, west, you can, rip and go, you can do all these things in theory. I think, a little side note, personally, sometimes I think Tyler is going to sound crazy. I think Tyler stops the ball a little bit and doesn't take some of the shots that he could take. So like we're getting people in rotation, people are closing out hard, and I'm fine. I love the fake. I love the good fake. Keep the foot on the ground and kind of, maybe get a dribble pull up or whatever else. Sometimes he feels it's just a little like momentum stoppy, a little energy siphony.
Mhm.
But yeah, defensively, it's like you said, it's food, and we're small, and there's so much Spo can do. He ran a lineup today that was 4 guards and Khalil. It was Cass, Jaime, Pella, Norm, and Khalil. And offensively, they got some okay stuff. I'm really happy with the success Jaime's been able to have off the drive. Shout that guy out tonight. Jaime finished. What did Jaime look like tonight?
22.
Come on, 22 big ones. Yeah, like I'm
22.7 assists.
Yep, thank you.
And to piggyback, what I've liked is if you're not gonna put Tyler or Norm bench, right? Like, and he has Norm soft, but that's one game.
Yeah.
What I love is that it does not matter, and I think that's something E. Reed has been like beating the drum on is the Jaime Highway, the physicality, the drive, like his full head of steam, his range of moves that he's gonna get to. And for the most part, even if he does not beat that man off the dribble, he gets off the ball. And even if he's going to get it back, he relocates to a different spot to get a different angle.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that is just the game starting to slow down for him a little bit, where it's like, hey, I used the counter. That counter didn't work. Let me get off the ball and figure out if I can get the ball back. He's added a little bit of the three. Those didn't go down tonight, but that's just the flow of a game. But a lot of his points came on the drive with force, in control. I personally think a few Heat players on this team could use a little bit of what he uses in his arsenal of the glass. Just use the glass.
Yeah, 100%.
It is your friend. Be soft about it. There's a technique and a mechanics that's needed to use it, but I've liked his defense for the most part, and just being able to play with mobility and move his feet well, and also to be able to use his strength and size. He's not the most powerful looking guy from the physicality perspective. Like you wouldn't say, oh, he's imposing, but when he's had to switch on to bigs, he has held his own for the most part. It's Worf says it's all that switching in the first half shouldn't be. Here's my thing with that. You can get away with switching when you have the personnel to do it.
Right.
If you have a guard or two in the lineup, and this is not a knock on Davion, but they forced the switch, and I conceded the switch a few times where Bam ended up on somebody else.
Yep.
And instead of guarding Paulo, which I think was a little bit of a wrinkle in the game. And again, I love Davion's energy. I love the way that he plays. I like the pace. I like his organization of the squad while he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
But you are limited with the amount of switching you can do when he's out there. And so to me, there should be something that says, hey, we're not switching. Davion can hold his man. We don't need to switch. And we're not going to concede the switch because there's likely an advantage there. So we're gonna continue. Like, I guess the best way to put it, I'll end here. Davion will fight over screens. Like, he just fights over. I would love to see a lot of the other guys fight over. Make them feel you in the way that Davion does it, so that you don't give up an advantage because of the size difference. So those little things are ways to lose a game, and ultimately they end up losing on some officiating.
No, you were wait, what happened? Why'd you start laughing? Oh, nothing. I thought you started laughing. Jaime broke his 2-game streak of getting blocked by the rim. Okay, so I wanted to go back just a little bit. We were talking about rebounding from tonight. So we were out rebounded by, I think, 17, right? And I'm looking at the defensive rebounds by quarter.
Yeah.
We had 2 total defensive rebounds in the first quarter. And Orlando missed 9 shots. I just, I don't. Did I find that right? Yeah. Orlando missed more than 2 shots in the first quarter, and we get out rebounded by 17. We talked about the size, the activity. It's and it wears. That's the thing too. When you have like real size like that, when you have legitimate, physically imposing bodies that can just do it time and time and time and time again, that shit wears. But we're the most conditioned, hardest, toughest, blah blah blah, all of that. I'm super with you on some of the switching. I'm trying to pull a clip right now of Ware is tall, but he's not physical at this point in his career. 100%. He's not he's not built enough yet to be physical in that way.
Third year Ware is likely a different physical guy. I think he's in the gym all summer and is like more filled out.
Yeah, because to be fair to him, he put some on. Like you can see that he has, but he has the type of frame that is probably not going to bulk much, but it'll be like tensile strength, like lean muscle. He can just like build and kind of densify, like just being lean that way. And he gotta get stronger in his hips.
And that core area. Yeah, for sure.
Where is this one? I wanna okay, so yes to that, yes to some of the switching stuff. I want to throw this one up here right now. So I think this is in the third, right? They had been picking on the Davion switches. They had been picking on kind of the Pella switches at certain spots on the floor. And I know Pella's a dog, and he's going to get after it. And he can guard effectively 1 through 3, 4, 3.5, right? But like again, at some point, Paolo is Paolo. Paolo's huge, and it's a mismatch. So one of these plays in the third. Right here is the Davion and Bam and his defensive 2-man. Boom, screen, get the switch. And so earlier in the game, Bam had kind of just been off with his, like, taking the switch and kind of going about his business a little bit. And that's how we were getting the two of them, Davion and Pella, getting posted up here. Start of the third, Bam brings the double kind of immediately, gets it out of his hands, and then you'll see Tyler rotate over. You'll see Kalel push up. You'll see Pella push up over there, and then you'll see Davion close out to the corner. Good block. And so, things, but yes, they poked that that matchup for a good little bit.
Can you run that back, Bon, if you don't mind? There's something
already. Actually, just here, let me put that back for you.
There's something that I know.
Put that back up there.
All right, so run it right as they're getting ready to switch.
Okay.
It comes like right after. So right here. Okay. Yep. So this for me is and I have not coached, but just as somebody who like is engrossed in the meshed in hoops, there's certain things, especially defensively, as somebody who is a guard who just focused on defense. There's little things like this that bother me. Okay, so Bane sets the screen. Physical guy, bulky, yes, cool, fine. But to me, you discard him and you force them to have to run it back. Because run it just maybe 2 seconds. Okay, right here. This to me is time to switch because nobody's in a good position. I know it's like a quick thing, but to me, Bam and Davion, like, so for him, to me, Bam either comes like right in the middle to kind of force like force the switch back, and Davion goes the other way to kind of make sure that this switch doesn't happen and there's not an advantage.
You're saying Davion goes under Bam, Bam comes over top of Davion, like between Paolo and Davion.
Right in the middle, right? Like, so he comes up and kind of puts himself in the middle between Bane and Paolo. And so now Davion just goes up because now you're going, it's hard to explain it, but I can see it. Bam is coming forward to kind of give himself like credence between the two of them to make the catch and the pass hard, because obviously they're trying to two-man game it. And so Davion is going up and around to meet Bane so that there's not a clear line to the basket. Little things like that to help not concede mismatches. And then, of course, I love Tyler. I like his effort, but stay on your man. Stay over there. I would love to say like him coming to get Bane is good, but you still have to be enough of a defender in these two to make it work. Because they trapped, but I think Bam is fast enough to get back to the spot to stop Bane. He's all the way out there with no catch. To me, at least, so much advantage. Because see, now everyone is out of position.
But that's how
you think too much.
You do. That's how you got to rotate. And so bringing it back some. So to the switching bits, it probably should have happened. The problem is you worry about Desmond slipping, and then if you do it if you jump switch it, if you scram switch it right here, you worry about giving Paolo the baseline drive or like just a right hand drive.
Yeah.
And then you're pulling Khalil, Wendell's right here, you're pulling Pella, and then you just pull it from the bottom side rather than the top. But I'm with you. But it was them trying to adjust is at least all that I'm trying to get at, because it was a little bit of a like they got a good amount of kind of what they wanted. Picking at some of the stuff though, I do want to talk about how Miami the zone kind of the last so let's do this Orlando defense clip real quick. This is some of, like I said, Orlando flying around a little bit, just being pretty well maintained. I also like the way that it's hard to explain. Most times when you're off ball defensively, it's, C-man, C-ball, but it's chest to baseline, chest or back to other baseline. I appreciate that Orlando does something that I play around with kind of just in my own day-to-day, and it's tilted, but it's tilted with respect, like the off ball, whoever this is, this window, whoever, or Paolo, whoever this is at the near the top of the free throw circle is tilted with respect to where the ball is, in a way that some systems don't teach, but it makes recovering easier, a little bit quicker, and the amount of attention or the type of attention feels different. If I am chest facing you, you might feel a little more hesitant than if I am chest facing somewhere else, but my head is turned to you, if that makes sense.
It does.
So Bam, this digging. Everyone, like, this is a lot of sides.
They showed four here. They showed basically four here. Like,
playing off of Norm, playing off of Pella. And this was kind of semi-transition, so their defense had gotten back kind of before we filled in offensively. But just live, closing out, everybody gets back out. They don't over-rotate. They don't close out super hard. Close out with enough of a cushion. Davion, if you want to shoot it. I'm fine with you shooting that. But I have a cushion. I have one here. I got another there, and I got a third to your left. If you want to put it on the floor, you think you're going to go ahead and drive. you can maybe think again. Put that one back up, put that comment back up, because I kind of just touched on that. I think their principle is to stop the drive, whereas lurking on that play, I think giving that switch in that empty corner was actually part of the plan. Oh, you're talking about Miami? I'm with you. But yeah, here, like, good defense, good closeout, tough pass. Again, being long, you have to pass over that. Davion little, these motherfuckers is tall, so it's extra imbalance. I gotta get this, over that. Right. And good tip flying around and stuff. It was a solid bit to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything else? Before I wanted, like I said, talk a little bit about how they switched it up some in the fourth when they went on that run.
We can get straight to this. That I guess you could say matchup zone. Really, like they switched in and out. I like to call it an amoeba defense a little bit. They've kind of showed a little bit more of that this year. Having more guys who have the ability to switch. Others will call it just a matchup zone where you are going to match up with your man, and if you do switch, you want to get the best defensive look out of your matchup. So we can get straight to that. I think it changed the game for them.
Yeah. So you call amoeba is a great way to call it. I had a coach call it an amoeba defense when I was younger. I call it kind of just an amorphous zone, but yeah, matchup. Like if we are guarding our zones, but should different people flow in and out of those zones, we are matched to a degree, but we are still paying heavy respect to the zone is the primary, the player is the secondary.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go 2, 3, 4. My bad, pod audience. I gotta do better about like describing clips for you guys. Oh, yep. Turn that sound off. So early in which one is this one? Go 4 for me, please. That should be the first one from the fourth quarter. Yep, starting the fourth quarter. So they're in kind of this zone, and I can't even. I want to say it's a 1-3-1. It goes from looking like a 1-3-1. It'll look like a 1-2-2. At some bits it looked like a 2-2-1. Here it's kind of showing itself as a little bit of this 1-3-1. Jaime comes out, they pull one out of the middle, offense cycles through, and their activity, but then backside, and that's kind of always what happens. They bring the top in, they bring the middle out, they play with their forwards in the back, but once the ball gets in the middle and it's in between switches of the top two guards, face the basket, and you might, that's tough. That's a testament to Kalel being back there and being long. But like I said, starting the fourth, they went into kind of some of the zone stuff. I'm just letting it run through one more time. And with being small, they've got to be feisty. They got to be active. They got to be like a team of ankle biters.
Right.
Right. We don't got too many big dogs out of here, but we got, a bunch that'll irritate the shit out of you and, be pesky about it. Go ahead and go to 2. And then this is like some within like the last 5 minutes, same thing, into the zone. And they were able to get deflections. They got steals. They created chaos. They created a sense of disruption that it didn't really feel like Orlando felt, most of the game. Now they've got the zones kind of pulled out a little bit. It looks like a 1-2-2. You see, again, kind of zone principles, but in what looks like a one-up, a 1-to-1 matchup. Norm guarding Desmond here, but not pressing him, like in his cushion.
It gives it goes to that analogy of having the tentacles, right? Like the octopus aspect. That's what the zone is supposed to feel like. Each of them respectively being able to match up with and kind of meet the ball where it is. This ended up in a dunk, unfortunately, but
that's a great screen. This is screen against the zone, great hammer, and then that person fights out to get not caught by the screen, and then you open that dump off.
Now, and I'm going to pick on him the way I picked on Tyler. Can you run that back on that screen? It makes me angry. So
inside of that.
So right here, De Silva's already made the decision to come down, and all he does, and part of that offensively is to get the defender to commit. Oh, I'm moving. Not that he has to be doing anything with his movement, but he knows he has a defender. Tyler is like this. You cannot defend the ball.
He's trying to be active. He's trying to play with his arms.
But his back is turned, so he's kind of a little bit out of position, right? So you can roll a little bit more. So now Pella commits, which is great. But then Tristan sets this brush, this quick, like it's a really, I don't think it's a slip screen, but it really is like quick. It's not long. It's not like a forced thing. He knows two things.
Now he's holding it. He's holding it. He's held it for, it's solid. Like it's a solid screen. Go ahead.
Now right there, can we just run it back up? Okay. This goes back to my earlier point. You cannot have two guys turning their backs to the Norm does an entire 360 and loses De Silva off the screen. So now Bam has to do what he always has to do, is everything by himself defensively. So now he's having to come in, but the pass is already here. Shout out to Paul for being able to make the pass. And so Norm ends up, you can roll it.
And you know what else this is? Go ahead. Norm ends up
complete, like he doesn't stay, like it's for whatever reason, it doesn't click. De Silva setting this screen to get himself open, not to get someone else open alone. Bane, yes, is open in the corner, but these two guys, right, are so far. Oh, Bam's got his guy. It's good. Norman is in nowhere's land, and Tyler is also in nowhere's land. So even if the ball sprayed out to Bane, who's getting out there?
And so now, that's what it is. So this is Tyler and Norm miscommunicating. So this has to be Tyler. So how it originally is, the original shape matters some. Okay, so originally this is like the corner is Tyler's coverage.
Right.
And so as things happen, as things go, Norm's playing the drive. So that's another thing, part of like some matchup zone stuff. If the ball moves on the pass, it's easy to kind of stay with your respective zones. When the ball moves on the dribble, you have to keep a body, with the ball. Mm-hmm. So Tyler's original area is that corner. So ball gets on the move. We get it out. And so boom. So at this screen, Tyler sees that Norm is caught. But again, that is not Norm's coverage. Desmond in the corner is Tyler. So Tyler can say to Norm, I got the corner, without knowing that. And Norm doesn't see Tyler behind him. And so without Tyler like, hey, I got the corner, Norm knows he's being screened to get the pass to the corner. So yes, naturally, I'm trying to recover to get out of there because I don't know that anybody else is out there.
Right.
And now the both of them go there because there's no one
out of position. And
now you have that. And then do the last one, and then we can. I'll be done with clips. I just similar thing, similar setup. This one looks like a 1-2-2 with Bam high. Now you got Bam Kalel, same lane line side. And they're just moving. And see why at what point? both of them to the ball. I don't understand where Tyler is closing out.
And you know what's funny about that Bond? What makes me so upset about this
and Bam
is
could
instead
short
of
close.
Dan being able to contain Suggs, Tyler basically screens Bam. Oh my God.
And this could have, and I was just saying, and Craig is right. You rarely see the slip out of the hammer. I don't know that you rarely see it. I feel like it's rarely as open a slip as that one was. So here, Tyler to the middle. Tyler has to get back here. Norm stunts, gets back to his Pelo on ball. So one of them should short close, and the other should just go to the corner anyway. And I almost want to say, yeah, Tyler should just take the corner. It's tough for Bam to like short close here and then change the direction he's running to kind of get back to the corner. But stuff like this, like these things can't happen. Easy whip.
To the corner, bang, bang.
Yeah, it just, and these, and the clips, I guess, might not show it that way. But like I said, when they went to some of the zone at the end, they were making runs and they were kind of getting some stops, but there were, obviously still some holes and things.
Chat audience, the audience says, gotta give Tyler credit. That is good defense on Bam.
Great defense on Bam.
Coach Spo coming in here, guys. Coach Spo on Norman Powell coming off the bench. Quote, he'll play a lot of minutes. Tyler will play a lot of minutes. Right now, we need to focus on winning games. What we'll do each game, I don't know at this point.
Yeah, I read that one earlier. And but I'm actually not mad at that. We get, starting lineups, consistency, matchup depending, do what you feel like you need to do with regard to Tyler, Norm, kind of up there in that start. Let's see what else, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of wrap this up a little bit. Rotations, a C for Spo. How'd you feel about Spo's overall rotations tonight? Like I said, he had that one stretch where it was 4 guards and Kalel, and I saw it for some of it, but I didn't really see it for some of it also.
All right. My eyes twitching. I hate 3-guard lineups. Don't love it. Don't love it unless your guard is Cade sized. That's different. When your guard there are no guards that are Cade sized. You should not be running 3-guard lineups. However, Spo did it anyway, I guess, to shake loose or have whatever. Wasn't a big fan of that.
In real quick. I just wanted to come in with Norman Powell quote. This is Coach Spo about Norman Powell. I thought that 5-second call was BS. Eric Spoelstra also said he believed that late game 5-second call was quick.
Oh, yeah, we hadn't even. I said we were going to get on the refs earlier, and we skipped right over that.
You know what? I'm going to switch to that anyway.
Go ahead. Rock out, Kyle.
I have some problems with the way this all played out.
1-4 flat. Give my boy Kyle the ISO.
So what made me annoyed was, and to give some credence to the audience who maybe didn't watch the game, the ref that caused this 5-second call got into it with Spo earlier in the game. So from then on, he decided to be a prime douchebag, the worst kind you can imagine. Instead of calling the game and getting out his damn feelings and doing his damn job, instead he decided to be an ass. So the Heat have made a run. They made this game close, and this man counted to 5 like a kid playing hide and go seek and trying to catch the kids running to their hiding spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No 1 Mississippi, no 2. No, absolutely insane. And so Pella gets the ball in, and he calls a 5-second call. Flip down a few moments later, Orlando has another ref. They're trying to throw the ball in. The Miami Heat are trying to get the steal, and it's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, maybe 4, and so now Vaughn is able to walk out on the floor. The same thing that this ref yelled at Spo for earlier in the game and call a timeout.
Yeah.
It's all like, dude, I don't understand why we can't have balanced off officiating. Then I'm not blaming it on either side. I'm just saying that you've got to be balanced in your ability to officiate a game. You control the flow, you control the outcome of the game, and you should allow the game to play itself out. Instead, this man decided to make it all about himself. And so I'm annoyed that we even had to make this about the damn refs. An otherwise good game was totally like wrapped up in refereeing. I hate talking about these men in the gray jerseys. I don't want to talk about them. Do your job, call fouls when there are some, call the 5-second calls, call travels, do what you're supposed to do. Do I get it that it's a hard job to be an officiator? Yes, it is. But damn it, you getting paid to do it. I don't. So I shouldn't be doing your job for you. I ain't never seen Spo so angry it's been a while.
Yeah.
Literally pissed. I thought he was gonna fight the ref. He didn't even shake hands with anybody.
You're about to fight the ref.
Off the court. Like,
no, he was off of it.
I don't understand. And so to me, I'm not gonna go into any conspiracy theories. I'm not doing none of that. But to me, you cannot make bad calls 2 times in a you need to make the same call on both ends.
Yeah, you got to balance the call.
Speaking of balancing the call, bam, on the poor officiating quote, what's frustrating is because we get fined if we say something about it, but that altered the game. When you alter the game, you should have to stand on that, because when we mess up, all hell breaks loose on us. They affect the game where sometimes they do have an effect and get to go home and sleep peacefully, end quote.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say.
Norm said, I thought it was BS. It was too fast. We couldn't even get through our first 2 actions before they called it. Yeah. Quickly, before we get to D-Watt, both of you, Kyle first, then Omar.
Yes,
Tyler Herro, scoreless in the 4th. Something to be concerned about? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of concern, if at all?
Coming back off
if there is some concern, why?
Back off of injury, finding rhythm is going to be an aspect that is just going to be flow. You need to get into a rhythm. Tyler is a rhythm guy, and so without being able to do some of that, again, I do credit the Orlando Magic for just making it difficult for him to feel comfortable. They're not supposed to let him.
Right.
But he did not match the physicality of the game. And so when you don't match the physicality of the game, you don't get a feel for what the physicality is, and then playing into it, being able to kind of feel your way into the game. And so a lot of his shots that would be shots that are good shots for him, even the transition ones, were very much just out of rhythm. So I'm a little concerned because as the gentleman behind me loves to say, 4th quarter is winning time.
It is.
It's winning time.
It is.
So I am not concerned at all. But what's interesting is when Tyler Herro comes back from his milk carton situations, he normally comes back like at 100%. He rarely takes rhythm games. So to me, this is more of like, even if he didn't have all that time off, this just felt like, just like one of those nights where he just doesn't have it. And for whatever reason, so I'm like, my concern level is at 0 for Tyler. It's a little bit more at like a 9 for Norman, and I will get to why during D-Watt if you guys are ready to get into that.
Take me to there, Omar.
All right, so this is our favorite segment, but before we get to that, we have to put up, give a shout out to Prize Picks. Well, we got to pay the little. Pay the bills here. I actually have never put on the image before. Do you guys know how to do that? Who cares? The ad read goes as follows. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HEATBEAT to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HEATBEAT to get your $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And guys, I can't stress enough that this is a skill-based game. This is, so this Heat Beat promo code will help sharpen your skills, so that way you can get better as a skilled player. And with that, we're going to go to our favorite segment. Do you work on that shot?
Hell no.
What kind of shot is that?
No.
Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No.
Whoa.
Have you ever shot that shot?
Looking for Steph. Now Draymond's got it.
Why did you do that for?
Draymond.
Do you work on that shot?
Got it! Oh!
When?
It's Cody Martin, you gotta hit it! Oh!
Step back, one-legged.
What is he doing?
What kind of shot is that?
Step back, one-legged.
What is he doing?
No, why do you do that for? That's my favorite.
Oh. All right, let me get to some of these real quick
tonight.
So the first one we have is right with what I was saying a few seconds ago. So we're going to start right here. Norman gets the ball, and the reason I'm mad at this shot is because Norman does not pass the ball. I feel like this is an epiphany that hit me today and today only, but the entire time, this is when the game started to get out of hand. Like, you're down 10, there's like 14 seconds on the shot clock, and no one has a rhythm. It's the end of the first, and literally what you're doing, even though you're clearly like cold, you're not working the offense at all. You just get the ball right. Do you work on this in practice? What are you doing with a hand right in your face? Sorry. That's our first one. Do you think
one dribble pull up? He tends to get fouled on those.
A lot of these are vibe based, by the way.
Oh.
Okay. Just in terms of like the game, the vibe of the game, right? So this is in the second half, or second quarter. We're still down a lot. Norm again does not have it going. Do you? What is this right here? Just like there's still plenty. It's like that's not a good shot to get off. Do you think he works on that in practice?
Yes.
All right. I am incorrect.
Yes.
Was it the time for him to do that? No.
That's, I guess, what that is. Is it that time for that shot is what this one should have been called. All right, let's go to number 3 here. So this is a Tristan Da Silva. I just thought this was funny. It was tough to find really crazy ones today, but I just like the way that it bounced off the rim. So there you go. And then our fourth and final one, this one's not our fourth and final one, but this one is going to be called, do you work on that flop? This is not a shot. So right here, this is start of the fourth quarter. We have Kel'el Ware gets called for an offensive foul. But if you look on the replay, we were talking about Kel'el's frame, and Mo Wagner has been eating sausages and like mashed potatoes his entire life. Look at this replay. Look how much he just flops. It looks bad because he's literally just going like this, and it's the fact that oh my God. He works on. Do you think? Well, let me ask you guys. Does he work on that flop?
He might.
He does, and he's also a psychopath. But that's another day's conversation.
Kel'el gave him some shoulder and gave him some arms in the push. So, nah.
And here we go. We have a classic step back one-legged from Powell. This one. Love that. Comments, concerns?
I didn't play it. It didn't play smoothly for me. I missed the shot. Lost it some sidestep.
My brother.
Ooh, opposite side of the rim. That's crazy.
Do you look at Pele? Come get this, Pele. Come get this. Oh, all right.
That's tough. My God.
Jesus. Security.
That is not
sidestep one-legged. You're my Miami Heat. Go ahead, Omar. That's what.
I was just gonna say that is today's segment's a vibey edition of Do You Work on That Shot?
A vibey edition. We appreciate you and your vibes and your efforts. Your Miami Heat are in action next when? Let me see.
Play.
Oh, my ESPN app is being stupid. So don't ask me.
I
just gave. It just told me we play the Magic again for the next 5 games. So
I hope to God not.
That's not it. Drama
Tuesday at Charlotte.
Tuesday at Charlotte. That should be fun.
Thank you, Lenny Lester, for letting us know.
Shout out, Lenny. Appreciate you. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, and LA will be in town on the 19th.
Should I also be in town?
Why not?
I don't think I can. I can't afford a plane ticket that short notice. Unless people start using promo code HEATBEAT.
We are currently 7th in the East. So, happy, joy there. And we are going to go ahead and wrap up and get up out of here. We will see you guys Tuesday in Charlotte. Y'all be well. Have a good weekend. What's left of it, be kind to one another. Wear a mask. It's gross out.
Later, guys.
Then we're out.